Another vampire video diary. As you can tell, I'm all serious, which I'm not. Being sarcastic. Just in character, I'm a computer scientist. Gosh darn, computer scientist. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. It's actually really nice too. Outside, it's really nice. It was cold this morning, but now it's like really nice. I'm like super duper vampire today, by the way. I don't say it as a negative. In fact, I feel really good. But I have the ability to change to hide, so to speak, to hide under a rock. But I'm a gosh darn alpha male vampire. And a so-called superhero. Some people. I ain't hiding under no rocks. It's kind of strange. I mean, I'm just, I get kind of tired of having to explain myself. It's one of those things. It's like I'm standing under a tree, right? It's one of my favorite trees. And like, you don't really have to explain a tree when you see a tree, right? What bothers me is that there's so much negative about vampires out there, and a lot of people don't believe in vampires. It's just sad. It makes me feel sad. There are a lot of people who think I'm a really great person. I am. And what also kind of bothers me is that I'm literally working on my computer to do something that I believe is going to help people. Making these videos because I believe that there are people out there who could get some help from it or some entertainment. I do so much for other people. I really do. I'm not just saying that. And there's not really a pat on the back, so to speak, when you're different. And I relate to people who are seen as different. Clearly, I could change my body to look normal and all that, to be not seen. But there's no reason to. That's what gets me. I'm a spiritual being. We all are. I just want to be comfortable in my own skin, really. But I'm not really complaining. The way things are the way they are, and I like it. I think people are great. But and another thing is that I have the ability to close myself off and not feel, to protect my emotions and my feelings. But it's like, why? You know, if people say mean things and they know that mean things hurt other people's feelings, so what? You know, I'm an adult. I like to experience. You know, I'm different probably than some other people that, you know, I just let it make me more passionate about what I'm doing, you know. I talk about having bad moods and stuff, but I'm a human being. I don't know. The thing is that I'm not the only flippin' vampire out there. I feel like I'm one of the most well known. At least I don't, you know, out in the open. Like, you know, I'm a nice guy. I do a lot of good things. And I believe in God and I pray to God. I don't know. It gets kind of tiring after a while when you have to give reasons just to exist. You know, I have no problem doing that. You know, giving reasons. But the thing is that, like I said, it's just tiring. And you know, I've been a vampire for over 10 years, and been in hiding for probably most of that. And, you know, the thing is, I realize that I'm a little extra. You know, every day I feel a little bit more powerful, but I'll say that as the right. I don't think that's the right word, but you know, there's people who love me. I should say that's probably the best way to say it. And there's a lot of people, and it affects me. That affects me because I'm a spiritual person. You know, I'm also an alpha male, like I said, and there's all that spiritual stuff, and it's very, very real. I don't know, but you know, I'm doing these videos because they help me, help other people. The feelings I feel right now are kind of just like, you know, make me feel more of a man, really. 'Cause I don't know if you've ever experienced where you're just like, well, you know, I'm just who I am. And like I know I'm like kind of being lazy. You know, I'm not. You know, I was talking about being silly, talking about, you know, computer science, whatever. But like, just rather be myself, you know. And you know, there's benefits to it too. It's not. I'm not trying to show off or anything. You know, it's just this is my appearance. You know, one of my appearances when I'm just being myself. And you know, there's all the abilities that come with certain appearances. You know, being a gosh darn magical creature, and they're nice. But to me, you know, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. I really don't think about it, you know. Just kind of hanging out, doing what I enjoy. I do get overwhelmed, and the panic attacks start when I start thinking in terms of what other people want. You know, try to be a people pleaser. I can do that. You know, I can. Like I said, I got different appearances and different characters and all that, just like other people. You know, similar to other people, the way people do. But you know, I'm just. It's not what I'm doing, and I don't want to do that to myself. You know, like, I don't want to put myself through that turmoil. Yeah. Sometimes I don't mind it. Sometimes it's good for me. You know, keeps me humble. But you know, I'm just focused on bigger things. You know, so. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.